All right, let's get this going here. Ooh, are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm absolutely ready.
You ready? All right, that's good because I'm really ready. Let's get into this. Yo, what is up, you guys? Thanks for joining in to another Cup of Joe with Jag. My name is Jag. I don't have my cup of Joe this time, but I don't think my guest doesn't have his cup of Joe this time either, man. We're going cupless on the cup of Joe this time. But ladies and gentlemen, I have an amazing individual. You actually all probably remember his voice from the last episode that we did together, and that was what was that again?
Top 5 Marvel cinematic movies.
Cinematic movies.
Yep.
In the old co-work spaces, man.
Yep.
That was such a good spaces. Shout out to co-work, man. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for that space. It was such an honor just being a part of that and getting to do that episode. It was so much fun too, and it was just really cool to be able to just talk about our top 5 movies, Marvel movies, and just have fun with it, basically.
Yeah.
But, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Mr. Austin Cotton. Yes, sir.
Hey,
round
how's
of
it going,
applause.
guys? Yeah.
Yeah. We have a whole live audience in here. Woo! Y'all don't know that. But thank you, man, for joining on the show, man. Well, this episode, we're going to bounce from our last episode. We were talking about the top 5 Marvel movies. This time, we're going specifics. This time, we're going details. We're going to our top 5 Marvel characters, actually. And my list, if I remember, I remember my first one, but after a while, I might have to grab my phone from my ring light and get the other notes. This man over here is freaking incredible because I asked him, I was like, hey, do you have your list and everything? He's like, yeah, I got my list. And I was like, oh, cool. Do you have it written down? He's like, no, I go off of memory. I was like, you're awesome, dude. Because I can't do that worth a lick, man. Like, I need to have something, like, physical in front of me with an outline in order to go from. Because it'll just leave my brain immediately. Well, hopping right into our first one, since you are the guest, I'll let you start off, man. Get her going. We'll go from, actually, this one will go from our number 5. Yeah, we'll do it like last time where it was our number 5. Or did we do that?
Yeah, we did.
We did that.
We did, yeah.
Number 5, cool. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Starting off with number 5.
Do we want to have honorable mentions?
Oh, I forgot about the honorable mention. Okay, mostly of the honorable mentions will probably be coming from you, because I totally forgot about that. Yes, yeah. If you want to do honorable mentions, once we get to that number 1 and we finish it off, we'll go to honorable mentions right after that. And hop right into those ones as well.
All right.
That would be awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So, starting off with number 5 for you. What is your number 5 favorite Marvel character?
I'd have to go with Loki.
Loki, okay.
Yeah.
And why is that?
There's just something about him that I really like. The mischievousness of him, and then also you can just tell that he's almost like a child, just longing for attention that he was never given.
Yeah.
And
I can see that.
Man, Tom Hiddleston in the movies and the Loki show, just incredible.
Oh, he portrays him amazingly.
Yeah.
I do. I agree with you 100%, dude.
Yeah.
Especially the TV shows, too.
Yeah,
as
dude,
well.
Loki, the show, amazing. I'm pretty sure we talked about that when I was on here last. I think I ended up putting it in my list, and I was like, I don't know if that's a movie or not, but
I think so. Yeah, I think I remember us talking about that. Yeah, yeah. That whole season 1 and season 2 is season 3 out? They don't have a season 3 yet.
No, they don't. They only did 2 seasons.
Only did 2 seasons.
Yeah.
The second season, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
bro. I won't spoil nothing for anybody else, but if
Yeah.
you haven't seen the second season, like, you need to go watch it, because I think the second season for me is where he really figures out who he really is.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
what's going on, and through his friends. But yeah, anything else on Loki on that number 5?
No, he's a character I couldn't leave off of my list, just because of how much I do really love Loki, the character, and Tom Hiddleston, the actor.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha. Cool. Well, top 5, number 5 for me, has to be Black Panther, and the reasoning for my list and everything, they all exhibit a personality and a characteristic that is similar to everybody. It's different,
yeah,
but the idea is similar to each of these characters. And for me, I did Black Panther as mine, because of his humility, but his power at the same time.
Yeah.
Him, his father, and his sister. Of course, his sister is a little bit on the wild side. She's a little bit younger, so she's like kind of more funky and more fun, and like, okay, let's dial it back, kind of.
Yeah.
But for him and his father, especially his father, they exhibited a focus and a humility within their power of becoming a king and ultimately becoming Black Panther, and having that responsibility within all of that royalship, power, money, whatever he was given, and having all of this vibranium under his control. He was able to really take power and be focused and be humble as the king of Wakanda. And so that's why I think number 5, and plus he's got some pretty bad but like action parts, you know what I mean? Like, some of those scenes are really, really cool. One of the top ones has to be where he's in the street and he does this backflip on the car. It's in the first one.
Yeah, when he shows up in Captain America: Civil War.
Not that one, but there are some really good ones in that one. It's in Black Panther 1, and it's like it's kind of a darker setting, and he's in the middle of a city, and this car's coming at him. Or I'm sorry, he does a backflip, not a front flip, backflip. He does a backflip onto the car, and I think it's
Oh yeah, I know what
his
you're talking
sister.
about.
Yeah.
It's oh god, what is her name? His protector, the warrior lady.
Yeah. Oh man, she's like the head lady of the army.
Yeah.
But I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the car that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the sister created.
Yeah.
And that scene alone is just really cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, I just like gives me goosebumps every time I say it. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then of course, the fight scenes with Killmonger, him and Killmonger going at it. The final battle was really cool. But for me, it's got to be that first battle that they did, where he got thrown off the edge to become, or Killmonger was trying to become the king by dethroning T'Challa and by throwing him off the edge and everything like that. That was intense, but really cool at the same time. So that's ultimately that would be number 5 for me. It's like top 5 for me.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, by the way.
Yes, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Rest in peace, man. He was such an amazing actor, but not just an amazing actor, but like an amazing human too.
Absolutely.
He was amazing. So yeah, absolutely. All respect due to Chad. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Chad, I'm going to get this because I want to honor this dude. Chadwin Boswick. Chadman Boswick.
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, cool. I wasn't trying to like be funny or anything in that moment. I really wanted to get his, but it was just not coming to me at all whatsoever. So going on to our next one, number 4. This one was where I probably have to go get my phone for this one because I think I remember who it was, but I remember. Okay, cool. Number 4, who is it for you?
I have Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo. All right. So what? Why is he number 4 for you?
I mean, I just like his character.
Mm.
The mental strife that he had to go through. My apologies. Just trying to cope with the fact that he was the Winter Soldier, and especially in Captain America, the show.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, technically, you can say Captain America and the Winter Soldier because technically he's
no longer the Falcon. He's Captain America. Yeah.
Exactly, but yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. You can kind of get that spoiler, but like, we'll leave it up in the air for everybody. I mean, they're like, it's like
the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you watch the show, he was, the whole show was basically him training to become Captain America.
That is true. So you already kind of knew. And in Infinity War, of course, he was given the shield from Captain America, Steve Rogers himself. So okay. So we already have a preconceived notion of he's already the Captain America. There's a whole debate on that one that I could go on for that one, but I shall put that back and not go that way, because if we do, we're going to be here for a hot minute. So yeah, you said Bucky Barnes, his character in becoming the Winter Soldier, and you mentioned in the TV show that his discovery as a Winter Soldier, you were saying?
Well, just like he's going to therapy. He wants to make amends for all the people he hurt when he was the Winter Soldier, and he just can't. He can't bring himself to go face the people whose family members that he killed. He can't do it.
Yeah.
And he knows that it wasn't him. He wasn't in control of himself when he was doing that. But at the end of the day, he knows it was him. And I mean, it was his body, his face. He was the one who did all these things to those people. And even though he wasn't in control, he still remembers all of it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the show, he finally goes and he tells the guy who is like his next door neighbor or something in the apartment building that he's living in. And the only reason he's living next to this guy is because he wants to tell him that he's the one who killed his son. And he can't tell him. And then finally, he does tell him. At the end of the show, he finally finds the mental toughness to go stand in front of him and tell him that I was the one who killed your son.
Yeah. And that gentleman that he lives next to, is that the gentleman from the World War II super soldiers? He was turned into a super soldier and forgotten about?
No, that's Isaiah Bradley.
That's Isaiah Bradley. So that's a different character.
Yes.
Okay. I will admit, I don't care about spoilers for that one at all. I watched maybe 2 episodes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, like I only watched like 2 episodes of it. So I haven't seen like the ending or anything like that. So that's probably where the guidance comes into the effect of that one.
Yeah.
But that is kind of cool though. Like, for him, Hydra brainwashed him ultimately. Of course, his battle with Steve Rogers. You know, Steve Rogers being put on ice for so long before all of this happened to Bucky, not knowing, oh my gosh, what's happened to my friend, you know. And then when he gets thawed and put back into 2012, which timeline wise, quote unquote, cinematic ways, it's 2012, and so now he's come back to a messed up Bucky.
Yeah,
he's like, this is the guy that I fought in war with for years. You know, this guy I grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, he was my friend, you know. And so that is interesting to see his growth as well, like you were saying. So, going into number 4 for me has to be, I will say, Iron Man.
Okay.
And for me, I know he's really cocky, and he's like one of your characters that you don't necessarily go towards, personality wise. For me, it was because he would learn about his mock suits every single time. So like he had mock 1 through 9. I think it was like 9 or something, like 9 mocks or something like that. I can't remember exactly how many.
No, it was.
Was it more than that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. It was like,
I think he had hundreds.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yo, okay, cool. So there was a lot more than that. Or so however many mocks he had, each one taught him something new about the new mock. Like one example was in Spider-Man Homecoming, when Spider-Man was going after the Vulture and his team and everything like that, and he gets dunked in water and stuff and gets soaked, and it's cold outside. Iron Man saves him, brings him to a playground. He's sitting on top of the whatever you call it.
Gym.
The jungle gym, little jungle gym. And they're discussing about how he was cold and stuff. And Iron Man, I can't remember exactly the context, but he says, like this suit, or like this heating I put in your suit. And it's like, psh,
yeah,
and like warms up. And he's like, oh, that's nice, you know? And that is a callback, I think, to Iron Man, I want to say Iron Man 3, where his mansion gets blown up. I think it's when his mansion gets blown up and he gets put in the wilderness in the cold.
Well, I can't remember the exact context. It's been a while since I've seen Iron Man 3. But he ends up actually like crash landing his suit in the middle of a snow-covered Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah, he lands in Tennessee.
Yo, okay, I did not know that. That is legit.
Yep. And he lands in snow and he ends up having to walk drag his suit is not working anymore. He has to drag it all the way out of the woods to the shed, and then he is freezing because he just had to walk miles in the snow dragging his heavy Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
and that's where he meets the boy.
Yeah.
The
one who I think will become Iron Lad, but it's not confirmed or nothing yet. But that's rumors.
Mm-hmm. That would make sense though.
Yeah.
Because he was even at the funeral in Infinity War, and so it makes sense to have him be the next in line. Either him or, well, no, because his daughter passed.
No.
Right? No. The daughter didn't pass. No. So the daughter is still there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either him or her, or it's him and her.
Yeah, I think what we'll end up getting is he will be Iron Lad, or possibly just Iron Man. He might be just the new Iron Man.
Mm.
And then we also have Riri Wilson, who is Ironheart, who is just like a huge fan of Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
And we've already seen her a little bit in the MCU.
Mm.
But I think we'll end up getting his daughter being Rescue, taking over Pepper Potts' blue armor suit.
Okay.
So
that would be nice too.
Yeah.
And that new Ironheart trailer, I think they dropped the trailer for Ironheart too.
I haven't seen it.
Nah, it's nice. It's really good. If you ever get a chance to go see it, dude, just look it up. Ironheart trailer, official trailer,
Mhm.
and it's pretty cool. At least I think I'm pretty sure that's the trailer, official trailer for it, or
I'll have to
teaser
look it up.
trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So number 4, you already did your
Mhm.
number 4. That's right, cool. And I did my number 4. Number 3 for you. Who is number 3 for you?
I'm blanking on my list now. We talked about so many people. Um,
This one I'm gonna get my phone for because I don't remember what mine was at also.
oh God. Oh, I remember. I'm gonna go with Star-Lord.
Ooh, that's a
Peter
good
Quill.
one. Okay.
Yep.
That's a really good one. I mean, he jacked everybody's life up, but other than that fact,
Yeah. But
I'm
I
just
think
kidding.
for me, it's just more of a. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. They're just so fun,
Mm,
and him being like the main character. And I also love Chris Pratt.
mm,
Kind of controversial, but
mm,
not for me.
yeah.
I love everything that Chris Pratt stands for, so there's no controversy there for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Star-Lord, and then the whole story of Volume 2 and meeting his dad, Ego, the Living Planet,
Mm,
and finding out that his dad was the reason his mom died of cancer.
yep.
That was the first time we saw Peter Quill kind of,
Just break.
and
Yeah.
lash out in anger.
Yeah.
And, rightfully so.
Oh yeah.
I would probably have the same reaction if I found out that news, but
Yeah.
also just to know that he's the son of a celestial.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true.
He could have
That is true.
he could have had all the power in the world that he wanted,
Mm.
but unfortunately for him, his dad only saw him as a battery. He was going to try to suck the life out of him to create new worlds.
Mm.
So
Yeah. That is true. Well, let me get my phone real quick. We're on number 3, right? Number 3?
yeah,
Yeah, number 3. Let me get my phone out because I kind of blanked on what my number 3 is. So for number 3, let me get my phone. It's like, no, I don't like your face, iPhone said. I'm not going to open your phone through your face. You're going to put your passcode in. All right, iPhone. So for number 3 for me has to be Wolverine.
okay,
And the trying to remember the reasons why I chose Wolverine. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact of what he's been through. Yeah, he's a jerk. Yeah, he's really mean, and he treats the X-Men poorly, very poorly. But he never leaves.
Yeah.
After all of those threats of leaving the X-Men 97 showed, how many times he's like, I'm gonna leave the X-Men, I'm gonna go on my own, you know what I mean? But I think a lot of it's like he remembers what him becoming Weapon X, and that organization did to him, and then losing his wife to Sabretooth as well, and him going through life, war after war after war after war after war, and being this immortal person with just pain, just this pain. And I think for him, he knows that he can't do it on his own, and so he's like, as much as I would like to leave the X-Men and everything like that, I can't.
right.
There's just something I can't do that, And one of the episodes, it was a X-Men cartoon, and it was with Nightcrawler. And Nightcrawler, in this episode, he followed God like super close. Like he was Christian in this episode. I don't know if any other episodes had changed or anything like that, but for this one, he was super super into God, and he had this church in the episode burned down. And so I think Jean Grey looks at him and says, "I'm so sorry to, about the building and everything." He goes, "Well, that was just the building. What God set up is in our hearts, not just in the building." And I guess that really tugged on Wolverine, because next scene or so, Nightcrawler goes into another one of the churches, and Wolverine's talking to God, doing the Lord's Prayer, but he's also talking to God at the same time. And that would be a really cool part of Wolverine to see, seeing his brokenness in the immortality that he has and these powers and stuff, but also coming to back to peace, wanting to come back to peace.
Right.
As much as he's been through, wanting to always come back to that peace. And that's what also the X-Men, I really feel, give to him. Is that peace of mind of always knowing I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to be okay. It sucks. It hurts every time, like I looked into the biology of it, and his claws, this is why I would never want to be Wolverine, or have his powers or anything. Like, as cool as it seems to have these claws come out your hand and stuff.
Yeah.
There's some damage that happens every single, not just once, but it's like every single time he does it. I don't know if, have you seen this video where it breaks down the biology, like x-rays his hand and everything?
No, I haven't.
No, so it shows his hand all x-rayed, and it shows the veins and blood vessels and everything. Apparently when the claws come out, it breaks apart every blood vessel and every muscle and shatters his bones in his hand, and they come out, but his healing factor heals all that up while in battle. So while he's in battle, all of that's, by the time he's done, is all healed up. So when it goes back in, it re-breaks everything and re-shatters and re-tears everything, which again heals back up, which is that. And on top of that, in battle, whenever he gets shot at, whenever he gets stabbed, whenever he gets cut up or anything like that, healing factor, he feels everything. But like that healing factor heals him back up. So this dude is like gone through a lot. That's why I would never want to be, like, as cool as it is, like, to have that healing factor. I would, if I ever had the healing factor, I would want to be able to not feel it. You know what I mean? Like, I would want to be numb to the pain and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That would be. That'd be cool, because like even Deadpool, Deadpool feels it every single time, and it's like, the cancer in his body, he feels the cancer in his body consistently, and so that's why he's a little messed up, because he's constantly in pain, he constantly hurts, he's constantly reminded of his past and everything, and so it's just it's crazy. So that's why I have Wolverine at number 3. Number 3. Number 3. I had to look at my list again to make sure it was number 3. So, number 3 for you.
No, I did my number
3.
Oh,
you did your number 3.
Yeah.
That's right. Cool. Number 2 for you. What is number 2 for you?
Number 2 for me is got to be Spider-Man.
Hold up. I'm just going to set my phone down here. Just gonna put that right here, you know what I mean? Because you just read my mind, bro.
and it could be any version of Spider-Man.
Oh,
I mean, Miles Morales. We could talk about all the different actors who have played Spider-Man.
Gwen Stacy.
Yes. Miguel. Spider-Man 20. Yeah.
Yep.
Spider-Man 2099.
Madam Web.
Yeah.
Spider-Punk.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
There's so many, and they're all so unique and cool.
Oh,
Venom.
exactly.
Technically not Spider-Man. There's been times in the comics and in Spider-Man 3 when he took control of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He bonded with the symbiote. But
I mean, heck, who thinks of a dinosaur or a T-Rex being Spider-Man? Who else thinks of that?
Yeah.
Or like Spider Pig. Spider Pig.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. I know there's one I thought was really cool to see was, I don't know the background on her very much, but she's in Across, I think she's in the Across the Spider-Verse. It's in Across the Spider-Verse because it's when he gets chased because he's trying to save his dad. But Miguel is trying to hold him back from that. So he's getting chased by all these millions of Spider-Man. And one of them was this girl that was in a wheelchair or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really cool to see that because I'm like, that's awesome. You're showing the ability, showing people who may have a handicap or maybe like held back from handicap, but still showing the power that they still have if, that mentality of success and pushing through and overcoming whatever they're going through and being on top of that. Like that's really cool. And especially to show them in a Spider-Man kind of like version of that. Because people who are like like a kid in a wheelchair is looking at that, they're like, Mommy, I want to be like her. It's like, well, frick, yeah. Heck yeah, let's do it. Like, that's cool. Like there may be, complications and stuff, but like that overcoming that goal and that inspiration for somebody who is in that position is really cool,
Right.
So so Spider-Man, so all the different kinds of Spider-Man as well, especially Venom, you were saying. And then anything else like pertaining to Spider-Man that really stood out to you? Or
Well, I don't know what you think, but we could talk about who played Spider-Man the best in live action.
Okay. Let me get my serious hat on here and have this conversation because, I mean, it's not that bad. It's not bad.
No.
It's not a bad conversation.
There's just a lot of differing opinions.
Yes. Dude, I agree with you. Okay. So, out of the three, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland, who's your best? Who's your top?
Okay, so as far as Spider-Man being Spider-Man, I think it's Andrew Garfield.
Okay, I got you.
If we're talking about being Peter Parker, I think it's Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
And if we're talking about who I think is like the best all around, like plays Peter Parker very well and does a great job being Spider-Man, Tom Holland. I think Tom Holland, and people will probably hate that I chose Tom Holland because a lot of people think he's the worst Spider-Man.
He's the best. Okay, I mean Andrew and Tobey are awesome and great in their own ways, just like you were saying. I don't know. He's good. I have my reasons, but I'm gonna digress and let you finish right here.
But yeah, to me, Tom Holland has given us the best portrayal of Peter Parker and Spider-Man together.
Yeah.
Maybe the movies weren't always as great. Now, the newest one,
No
Way Home.
Oh yeah,
was incredible. Probably the best Spider-Man movie. Probably my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah. Oh, dude, by far.
Seeing all the Spider-Man villains and the 3 different versions of Spider-Man all teaming up to fight the villains.
And it was talked about too, of Andrew and Tobey coming in, but they never out. This is where I'm proud of Tom Holland. It's where I'm super proud of this guy because he was able to keep it in.
Yeah.
And as we know, we love him very much. He's awesome. But the guy can't keep them a secret.
Not at all. I've seen so many interviews from like Anthony Mackie, the actor who plays Falcon and now Captain America. And he's like, yeah, we don't tell Tom Holland anything. If we tell Tom any of the surprises that are in the movie, then he is going to go accidentally tell the media and it's going to be spoiled and ruined.
And the hard part for Tom, I feel bad for him because the media knows this,
Yeah,
right?
they
they
intentionally,
purposely
yeah,
go after him to get stuff out of him, and I feel bad for him because I'm like, the kid's already like I'm trying to keep it in,
yeah,
and so when he gets prodded about stuff, he's like, mm, mm, like just bursting at the seams, and it's that's funny, dude. For me, dude, I went in the same direction as you did, like Spider-Man White, like which one was the best. I like Tobey's Spider-Man, and the reason is because the seriousness of it, that responsibility part.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You have Tobey Maguire at the time being like in his 20s, right? Betraying a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
But he did it. He made it work. And he made Spider-Man, the responsibility part of him, really well. You know, he portrayed that really well. Andrew, I like him for the emotional part of Spider-Man because he, especially in that deleted scene, I don't know if you've seen this, dude. He goes to the graveyard and he goes to his dad's grave, but his dad shows up, right? And he's like, "Where have you been? Where have you been? Who are you?" You know, and it's this breakdown moment of his dad going back and apologizing to him for being gone for so long because Hydra was, or I think it was Hydra coming after him because of his realization of the spider. And so he was fleeing, I think he was fleeing Hydra from his knowledge and stuff because they were wanting to use that for a bad thing. So he wanted to protect Peter and left him, got on the plane, fortunately got killed in the plane because they found him and, you know, brought down the plane. But I guess he survived, quote unquote, in this like deleted scene. And he like comes back and he's like apologizing to him. And there's this like emotional scene that I think Andrew really portrays extremely well. Extremely well. And his emotional scenes are amazing. You know, his way of over the top characteristics, you know, and of course he's been, you know, Broadway and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One of them was, I can't remember the name of it, but was him and the girl, and he's like, "I got mad because you got mad because you got mad." Da, 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 da. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
No, I can't remember. I'm sorry, but I can't remember which one it was. But there was that. It was like Broadway musical, but it was like that over the top kind of like acting and stuff. And so that's why I like him. And then finally, for Tom, he portrayed Peter and Spider-Man, the the age.
Yeah.
I really feel like he portrayed both well because he portrayed the 14-year-old awkward, weird teenager who has no idea about anything, but has this ultimate power that is over the top, like, oh my gosh, you know, like somebody in their 30s who develops this power would freak out.
Yeah.
So for him being, I don't know what that was. That was good. No, I live in an apartment, so I'm used to, you know, hearing stuff all the time. But for him, I liked how he portrayed both of them in the way of Peter Parker. So like it was Peter Parker. He was Peter Parker as Spider-Man, and he was Peter Parker talking to Tony Stark, and Peter Parker being in the Avengers. And so I really feel like he focused in on the age and really honed in on that. So even if in super serious scenes he was able to still balance out a serious scene but be 14-year-old Peter Parker.
Right.
The scared kind of but courageous but ultimately weird kid in life or death situations.
Right.
In these ultimate like crazy situations, you know. So going on to our last one here. This is number one.
Yeah.
Your ultimately favorite character in the Marvel universe. Who is it? Who do you got?
Thor.
Okay, I'm looking at my list going, oh, if you say what I think you say. I thought you were going to do that. Okay, Thor. That's a good one. I like that one. Okay, and why is he number one for you?
Well, for me, it's more comic based of reasons why I like Thor so much. Thor, for the longest time, has been my favorite. Not only Avenger, but superhero in general.
Yeah.
Just because, well, him and Loki are based off the actual Asgardian gods of Norse mythology.
Right.
Whether you believe in that stuff or not.
Yeah.
But
I've seen God of War a couple of times.
But yeah,
that's Greek. I'm sorry. That's totally different.
No, was it?
Or no? Oh, it's well, North.
No, they were definitely you. At least in God of War Ragnarok, you fight Thor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Okay,
I think in some of the, I think the guy is the God of War, Kratos.
Mm-hmm.
I think he fights all the different gods in mythology. I think he's fought the Greek gods, the Roman gods, Norse gods.
Just all of them, just complete round circle.
Yeah, he kind of transcends all of mythology.
He's just a very angry man.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to take them all out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you were saying you like Thor because he was based off of Norse mythology. So it's like real actual, like Norse mythology. And then what else, like, did you like about him as a character in the comics? Like,
I like more than just like Thor himself, all the different variants of Thor we've gotten in the comic books. Like, I mean, we just had Jane Foster as Thor in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Which was awesome to see.
That was cool.
She looked exactly like how Jane Foster looks in the comic books as Thor. It was kind of underwhelming what she did, but I mean, it's okay.
Love and Thunder, I wasn't really a fan of.
No.
I mean, Ragnarok kind of was like, yeah, and then Love and Thunder just kind of ended it for me. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Y'all just kind of went.
They had two really rough Thor movies. They had just Thor, and then Thor: The Dark World. I thought Thor Ragnarok was the new, like, turning point. They were going to start making funny, kind of, like, sometimes serious, but also funny Thor movies, kind of like they did with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And they even ended up putting him in the Guardians of the Galaxy for a little while.
They did, yeah.
And that was hilarious. The beginning of Thor: Love and Thunder, when they all are fighting and, like, Star-Lord's trying to tell him, yeah, I'm the leader. And he's like, yeah, absolutely, you're the leader. Just being so sarcastic with him. Like, Star-Lord can tell that he doesn't actually believe that he's the leader.
Right, yeah. And you saw that tension between them in Infinity, or not Infinity War, the one before that. Avengers. What is it? Austin, help me out here. Oh my goodness. I'm blanking so bad.
I'm not sure.
Isn't Avengers Infinity War, but the one before that.
Well,
he snaps.
That's Infinity War.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, you're right. Yep, Infinity War, and then it goes to
Endgame.
That's right. I was right. Yeah, I was doubting myself. But you saw that kind of like tension between them, especially in Infinity War, where they find him and he's like knocked out, and Gamora's like touching his muscle. He's like, "Can you not touch his muscles, please?"
Yeah. Thor's not even saying nothing. He's laying on the table unconscious.
Yeah.
And he's already just getting jealous by the fact that Gamora is like so infatuated with Thor's like shirtless body.
And then you have Drax. He's like, "This is a man.
Yeah.
You are not a man.
Yeah.
This is a man." And he goes, "Is anybody else like offended by this? Like, this hurts."
Yeah.
He's like, "That's it? I'm getting a Bowflex. I'm working out. I'm starting brand new.
Yeah.
And I think it's like Rocket Raccoon goes, we all know that's not going to happen, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But
Too funny.
I love Thor Ragnarok. I think it's the perfect blend of there's funny elements, there's cool little scenes that maybe aren't exactly identical to what happens in the comic books.
Yeah.
But like gives us some interesting twists on things that happen in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thor Love and Thunder, it started out really good.
And then it just kind of slowly, downgraded a little bit.
Yeah, it just like
how they did Zeus was sad.
Yeah.
I was like, the heck? What are you doing with the Zeus here? Like,
yeah. But well, and that and Gore the God Butcher.
oh, dude, yes. Yeah. He is nothing like he was in the comics.
No.
That dude's a bad bud.
Yeah.
Like, he is bad.
The fact that they killed off a character that is as strong as he is in the comic books.
Yeah.
They killed him off in one movie. And I think he only killed like one god in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and in the comics, dude, he annihilates everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone.
Yeah.
Doesn't he take out Odin? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he takes out Loki, takes Odin out, takes Thor out. I'm pretty sure, and then of course he takes Zeus out, and he just goes down the line, dude.
Yeah.
But his power, like you said, dude, he's incredibly powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So to kill him off, like you said, in one movie, dude, he would have lasted.
Yeah.
He should.
Well, and in the movie he also has the Necro Sword.
Oh, which makes him even more powerful.
Yeah, because when he was doing a lot of the stuff he was doing in the comics, he didn't even have the Necro Sword.
Mm-hmm. It was just him.
When he got when he finally did get the Necro Sword in the comics, he became even more powerful.
Yeah.
He was practically unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
I think it ended up like, I think Thor eventually did end up killing him, but it was like, by then he'd already killed so many of the gods, and it was almost like a fluke that Thor, like, Gore would beat Thor 9 times out of 10.
Oh yeah.
And just he got lucky on his 10% chance and won.
Yeah. I'm not too really versed in like the comic book version of God Killer, but so I'm not too versed on him and Thor, that battle between them or anything like that. But like you said, I agree with you 100%. Like Thor has no chance on Gore, because he would annihilate it, especially like you said with the Necro Sword. If he had that in hand, he would be like unstoppable.
Yeah.
Like no one can stop him.
Yeah.
At that point. Not even what is that, the name of the underworld monster that he fights in Ragnarok at the beginning?
Surtur?
Surtur? Yeah, even Surtur. Like, I know he's not a god, but like even him, I feel like he would annihilate him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or this is kind of going into, it's the same universes. Holy cow, universes. In Doctor Strange, Dormammu. Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like he'd take out Dormammu. You know what I mean? And as powerful as Dormammu is, it'd be a fight. I don't know. You think he'd take him out too? Do you think he? Or is that kind of like a stretch right there?
I don't know. Because they really messed up Dormammu as well in the movie, because
they're messing up all the good characters, man. Come on.
Well,
heck?
They pretty much had Doctor Strange beat him by trapping him in a time loop until he gave up.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a cop out, and just to give Doctor Strange the win, like, because I don't think in the comic books, I don't think Dormammu would have ever given up. I think he would have just sat there and kept killing Doctor Strange over and over and over again for the rest of eternity.
I think he would have that power where he would set like a loop or something and then just walk away. Like, I'm gonna go have my cup of coffee. I'm gonna set this loop up and we'll see what happens. You know, like he would just go on with whatever he was doing, but have like a separate part of him just doing this for him, basically, like a clone. You know what I mean? Like he would clone himself.
Yeah.
And then so he could just handle that, like you said, and so it would just continue and continue and continue.
Yeah.
But I kind of agree with you on that one because it's like death by annoyance.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the little brother that won't leave you alone.
Yeah, and I mean he didn't kill Dormammu.
Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Dormammu is still out there doing what he does, but
Yeah.
the fact that he beat him so easily and kind of just in a stupid way.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, in the comic books, Dormammu would find pleasure in killing Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah.
Over and over.
Yeah, that's true. It would bring him much joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, having him give up just because he's stuck in a time loop is
kind of, yeah.
I think he would have more. I think he'd be more strong-willed than Doctor Strange.
Right.
And Doctor Strange would give up before Dormammu did.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. So going with Thor, did you have anything else that you wanted to mention?
Strongest Avenger.
Strongest Avenger.
Best
Gotcha.
Avenger.
Gotcha. Up for debate, but we'll go with it. I'm just kidding. So last but not least, this to wrap it all up in a nice little bow. My number one Marvel character has to be Captain America.
Okay.
And that seems very cliche, very, like obvious and stuff. But the reason why I like Captain America is because he started out as this little flimsy dude who can't fight, who has not 1 ounce of sport in him. Like, he's not able to do any kind of sport.
Yeah.
But he still fought. Like, in the alleyway, he was getting bullied, but he kept coming up. And the famous line, "I can do this all day," happened in that part. Yeah. And then he joins in with the military, goes into the military, and shows up all the guys, not with bronze, but with brains.
Yeah.
If you remember that one episode or one part where Penny Carter said the first person to get this flag on the top of this flagpole can ride in the cart with me, and the guys couldn't do it. Finally after a while, Sergeant was like, "All right, everybody back in line," and Steve walks over to the flagpole and he's like, "Steve, back in line now," and he takes out that bolt, and the flagpole falls, and he grabs the flag in the most like gangster way, grabs the flag, hands it to the
officer.
The officer,
yeah,
gets in the cart, doesn't say a word.
Yeah,
just ready.
He doesn't brag about it.
He don't brag about it. He just says it.
He just sits down and
he's ready to go.
Yeah,
and that was just so cool because he used his brains more than his bronze because he didn't have the bronze. Yeah. So he resorted to his brains, and you see in his tactics and his fighting styles, even though he has the bronze because becomes super soldier, that brain is still there. That's why I think he's the leader of the Avengers, is because he's got that thought process. He can think his way through things because that's what he's been doing his whole life when he was a kid. That's why he had to because he had nothing else to go off of. And of course, his battle with knowing Bucky and his battle with mentality of knowing he lost a friend dear to him, and that fight between trying to keep the Avengers together because Iron Man wanted to kill him. Yeah. Because of course he killed Iron Man's parents. Yeah. and having that ability to have to keep the Avengers together, even if when that happened, because I mean, there's a lot of people who wanted to kill Bucky for it, you know? And him being in the Avengers was like counterintuitive because it's like this dude is like messed up, and so being a part of, or I don't know if he was an Avenger or if he was just a part of the Avengers. I know isn't he a Thunderbolt in the new Thunderbolts?
Yeah, I think Bucky is.
Bucky is, yeah. So he's in his own kind of like anti-hero way in his own Avengers and everything, but he still was like a part of the Avengers and made a hero for himself. And it was really cool because Captain America was almost like proving to him, like, hey, you're a hero. You're messed up. You're brainwashed, but you're still a hero. Like, you still can do good.
Yeah.
And throughout that entire process of living and stuff, that's what Captain America kept pouring into him, was that he was the hero. And going with that, I'm going to bring it back into conversation. The debate between Falcon and Winter Soldier becoming Captain America. Now, for me, it's really hard because I would want to see Bucky hold the shield.
Yeah.
Which would be awesome because of his past, because he knows he knows Steve Rogers more, I think, more than Falcon.
I mean, they're childhood best friends.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And I think I really like the idea of Bucky holding that shield for that reason. Him standing by him. Now, with him being brainwashed, it can be used for bad, just like in the I do remember this from Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, when the new guy becomes Captain America. You know, they make a new Captain America out of this dude,
John Walker,
and he kills one of the guys for killing his friend. He goes out and he just you know, almost chops his head off and gets court-martialed basically for it, you know, and goes off the deep end. That idea was there if Bucky held the shield. There was always that, okay, that could happen because of his brainwash. Hydra could be like, oh, he has the shield? Okay. I want you to go kill these people with that shield. And in doing so, brings a murderous, tyrannic image to Captain America's shield, which would completely annihilate what Captain America stood for when he was alive. And so that's why I think maybe Falcon got it too, because not just because of that reason, but that could be like one of the major reasons why Falcon got it, was because of that fear.
Well, I think that Steve Rogers knew not only Bucky's past, and at that point everybody knew that Bucky Barnes was the Winter Soldier, and they knew what the Winter Soldier had done, and they knew they wouldn't accept him as Captain America. But also, I think that Steve also realized that Bucky Barnes had stuff that he needed to work through.
Yeah.
And if he was to just hand him the shield and say, you're the new Captain America, then he would think all of a sudden that he is just the symbol of peace, and he didn't have to earn it. Now, I don't think that we'll ever get to see Bucky Barnes as Captain America in the MCU. I just don't think it's the story they're going to try to tell us. Yeah. Especially with him joining the Thunderbolts.
He's kind of gotten went his own way.
Yeah.
Became almost a Captain America in his own perspective, I guess you could say. Yeah. That kind of makes sense, though.
But yeah, I think that Steve Rogers knew that as much as he loved Bucky, he was not the man for the job. Yeah. Yeah, he just wasn't prepared. And he knew that Sam Wilson was a decorated military officer. Had fought side by side with him from the time that he was de-thawed in 2012.
Yep.
And he knew that he had a good moral compass too. He knew that because, I mean, Steve Rogers probably knew that somebody would try to offer Sam Wilson the super soldier serum.
Mm-hmm.
And he also knew that Sam Wilson would turn it down.
Mm-hmm. Now, is that what happened in Captain America or Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Mm-hmm.
Did that? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Like I said, hadn't watched it, so I was like,
Yeah,
wait a minute,
sorry.
there's an instance here. Hold on. That's cool.
Yeah.
But interesting. So he is granted the ability to become a super soldier, but turns it down.
Yeah.
That's wow,
Yep.
dude. For you to be offered that power and stuff, and to turn it down though. But like you said, I think, he would have turned it down. This is just my, own personal opinion. He turned it down because he knew what the government would have done with him.
Yeah.
If he would have accepted it.
Yeah.
It's a little different now, back in 19 whatever it was for the war, but like now it would have been for reasons totally separate since times have changed. You know, things have been done,
Right.
That's interesting. But yeah, so he turns it down, the super soldier serum. But did you have like another idea going on with that, or?
Well, I think he knew that Sam was just the right person for the job.
Mm.
And he knew that no matter what, Sam would always do the right thing.
Mm.
And that's who he knew needed to be America's symbol for peace.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why he chose Sam Wilson over Bucky Barnes. I think with Bucky being his childhood best friend, he probably would have loved to see Bucky carry the shield.
Absolutely, yeah.
But he just knows with all the skeletons and he's got in his closet, and I mean, he just knew that there would be no way. Not only the U.S. government would not have allowed Bucky Barnes to be Captain America.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the people wouldn't have accepted Bucky Barnes as Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, this is the same guy who killed our family.
Yeah. There would be a lot of conflict between the Avengers, too. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't even think the Avengers would exist anymore if Bucky became the new Captain America, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Especially Iron Man. Knowing Iron Man and knowing what he did with Iron Man, I mean, I feel like that's where it would start, and it would just bleed out from there.
Well, Iron Man's dead.
I am such a dunce. Oh my gosh.
He died killing Thanos in Endgame.
Yeah. I'm just going to stop talking. Oh, well,
but, Spider-Man, all the people closest to Tony Stark would probably not have been happy about the choice.
Yeah.
Not to mention the people who were a part of the Avengers would have been like, you're just giving it to your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you didn't think about it. You didn't choose the person who is actually fit to be Captain America. You just chose your childhood best friend because he's your childhood best friend.
Yeah.
And you didn't think about any of the repercussions of what could happen if he was to become Captain America.
Yeah.
So.
Example of the Hydra brainwashing and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, there we go, guys. We've got all 5 top Marvel characters right there for you guys. And that was a great list, dude.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that list. That was really cool. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to Cup of Joe Jag. Again, thank you, Austin, for joining me on the show. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, guys, so you're notified of every single video I come out with. I love you guys. You guys have an amazing night, and I will see you guys later on. Peace out.